This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for January 13, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, a person stabbed and shot during fight at dance in Runaway Bay. The Runaway Bay Police in St. Anne have launched an investigation into an incident in which persons were shot and stabbed at a dance in the parish. It has been reported that about 2 a.m. Friday, there was a dispute between two men at a dance held at a New York City sports bar in Runaway Bay. The dispute reportedly escalated into a physical fight during which the men stabbed each other. During the melee, an explosion was heard and it was discovered that a female patron was shot in the back. The injured persons were taken to hospital where they were treated. An investigation has been launched into the whereabouts of the two injured men after they left the hospital without being discharged. Spanish Town man allegedly held with M16 to return to court today. Spanish Town resident Ocean James, the first person to be charged for possession of an assault rifle since the enactment of the new Firearms Act, is set to return to the Kingston Gun Court on Friday. He faces a minimum 15 years in prison before consideration of parole under the new act, which came into effect after a 2-week gun amnesty ended on November 19, 2022. James was allegedly found in possession of an M16 rifle and 12 rounds of ammunition on December 9. He was the sole occupant of a vehicle pulled over during a stop and search operation involving a team from the St. Catherine South Police Division's Special Operations Unit. On his first court appearance, James was denied bail following an application by lead defense counsel Tom Tavares Finson. St. Catherine South Police list the persons of interest in murder cases. The St. Catherine South Police have listed 5 men as persons of interest in relation to the recent murders that have been committed in the parish. The men, who are of Helshaw Park addresses, have been identified as Jermaine Straw, otherwise called Predem, Mario Thomas, a man known only as Gonna Gonna, a man known only as Kirk, and a man known only as Teddy. All 5 men are being asked to report to the Portmore Criminal Investigations Branch by midday on Saturday, January 14. Additionally, anyone with information about the whereabouts of these men is being asked to call the St. Catherine South Police Station at 876-949-8422 or Crime Stop at 311. JPS repairs 300 street lights on Mobay's Elegant Corridor. In less than a month, the Jamaica Public Service Company has repaired about 300 streetlights on Montego Bay's Elegant Corridor, which is fast earning a reputation as a crash hotspot. The work started in late December after Cabinet approved a long-awaited transfer to the JPS of responsibility for streetlights on a number of major thoroughfares. Oversight initially rested with the National Works Agency. Cabinet recently approved a framework for the phased handing over of these streetlights to JPS over a 3-year period. The contract to facilitate the handing over of being worked on, JPS Director of Corporate Communications Winsome Column told the news earlier this week. Speaking specifically to the Elegant Corridor, she said very minimal repairs were done by JPS in good faith to ensure that there was some lighting of the corridor for the Christmas season. Since then, work has continued even though the lights still remain the responsibility of the NWA, Column said. When the handover is completed, it is expected that close to 2,000 lights will be transferred to the JPS in the parishes of St. James, Kingston, and St. Andrew. These include sections of Hope Road, Old Hope Road, Trafalgar Road, Washington Boulevard, Harbor View to Rockfort, Michael Manley Boulevard, and the Bogue Road in St. James. There have long been calls for repairs to be made to the malfunctioning lights that have left long stretches of the heavily trafficked Elegant Corridor, which runs from Lilliput to Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, in darkness. Last June, Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett said he was distressed at the inadequacy of illumination on the road and the slow pace at which the problem was being addressed. He said then that money had been provided through the Tourism Enhancement Fund to the NWA to address the issue. Mixer truck overturns in Mandeville, driver hospitalized. The driver of a mixer truck had to be rushed to the hospital after the unit overturned on the Winston Jones Highway in Mandeville on Friday morning. The crash, which happened near a mud lake, resulted in the main road being cordoned off as the truck downed utility poles. Preliminary reports suggested that about 10:30 a.m., the driver lost the control of the heavy unit, resulting in it overturning. He was removed from the unit and taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police, firefighters, and a team from the Jamaica Public Service Company are now on the scene. Motorists are being detoured through Ingleside, Kendall, and Royal Flat. On Thursday night, there was another crash on the Winston Jones Highway involving 2 trucks. Man accused of murdering attorney Graham no show in court. The man who was to stand trial for the 2012 murder of attorney Clover Graham in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston today has absconded bail. Cure and Patterson had been arrested, along with 2 others in 2012 for the murder. He, however, chose to go to trial, while the other 2 accused pleaded guilty and were sentenced. Patterson, who was present up to Thursday at the Supreme Court, had his bail extended when the matter was called up, with the expectation being that he would return for trial on Friday morning. However, when Supreme Court Judge Justice Leighton Pusey asked for Patterson to be brought in, he was told that the man was nowhere to be found. Attorney for Patterson, Zara Lewis, told the court that she had not been able to contact her client since Friday morning. Justice Pusey, in ordering that a bench warrant be issued for the arrest of Patterson, adjourned the matter to Monday, January 16, when he will indicate his decision in the matter if Patterson is still a no-show. The accused can still be tried and sentenced in his absence based on the law. That decision rests with the trial judge. Sleuths probe link between murders, reported hit list for cow and goat thieves. The Clarendon police are investigating the connection between the murder of 2 men in the Ramsbury and the Comfort communities in the parish last Friday and an alleged plot to kill accused predial thieves in the area. The disclosure was made by Superintendent Carlos Russell, the commanding officer of the Clarendon Police Division, as he gave a report during Thursday's monthly sitting of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. This year we started with a few issues, especially in the Four Paths area. We had 2 murders in that area, that is the Ramsbury and the Comfort space. There seems to be some issues in that space. There has always been a cow stealing ring operating in that space, and it appears that there's some dispute, and based on our intel, there is some contract out to kill some goat and cow thieves in that area, said Russell, adding that the police would continue to work to combat the woes in the area. In the first incident last Friday, the police report that 25-year-old Nicholas Williams, also known as Marvin, a farmer of Comfort District, was shot dead along the Comfort Main Road about 9:30 a.m. Williams was reportedly riding a bicycle when men traveling in a silver Toyota Mark X motorcar shot him several times before escaping. Williams was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Hours later, the police were called to another scene in the neighboring community of Ramsbury, where 2 men were shot, 1 fatally. The deceased has been identified as Nicardo Reed, also known as Bogo, a 23-year-old laborer of Ramsbury. Police reports are that about 2:15 p.m., Reed and another man were in a pasture, tending to a herd of cattle, when they were attacked by 3 men armed with handguns. The gunmen reportedly chased the men and opened gunfire, hitting both of them. Reed died on the spot, the police said. Last year, Clarendon recorded 92 murders, a 13% decrease when compared to 106 homicides in 2021. According to Russell, some 57% of murder cases last year were solved. Although the murder toll is the lowest since 2014, Russell said the police were still not comfortable. 92 murders is far too many murders for a parish like Clarendon. As a matter of fact, it's too many murders for Jamaica as a whole, he said. Referencing the murder of 47-year-old Giovanni Parkinson of Park Hall in the parish on Monday, the commanding officer also stressed the need for better conflict resolution. Omar Dippy Willis, a farmer of said community, has been charged with a Parkinson murder. Clarendon also saw a 24% decrease in shootings last year, ending with 60 incidents compared to 79 in 2021. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.